So the next big event, the next big thing happening on FGO NA is the $25 million download campaign, and with it, we are getting a 4-star ticket. I got drip marketing from Star Rail, and my baby girl coming confirmed. Nice. Congratulations. Maxi754S, thank you for following. Welcome. Hope that you enjoy your stay. So, this was a stream thing that I wanted to do and forgot to put on the schedule, and then was reminded of it when I saw, when I opened YouTube and I saw that apparently Kataroth just put up a video ranking where he thinks that each servant should be, like, who to pick for the 4-star thing. And while this is also going to go on YouTube, I want it to be known that I was planning on doing this as well. And I will also have his thing linked below if you want to see where his rankings are. Go support him, he's a good guy. Yeah, we're going to go through and we're going to just, like, say who's good and who's not. I'm not going to dance around the bush for a lot of these. Most of them, I feel like people know who they are. I will justify the ones I put into top tier only. Pretty much everybody else knows why other characters are good, and if I need to explain any details, you guys have any questions about any placement, I will let you know as to why they are there then. I've not seen his video. I don't know where Kataroth put anything. It was in my feed, and I was just like, oh yeah. He categorized by class? Gotcha. I'm just going to do it straight by who you should pick. So, make sure to check the link down below if you're on YouTube, check the link down below to go watch his video on this. Yeah, I'm just going to, go through and break down who I think is worth it and who isn't. Simple as. Most of the characters that are top tier are going to be characters that are, you know, more than likely there's going to be a combination of they're more difficult to get, and they're also very powerful. That's a combo that a lot of characters kind of need.
Can't wait for me in top tier.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where you get placed, Tammy. We'll see. So, also, looking through this chat, there is exactly there's two. There are 2 servants on this list that I don't have. And I've used every servant on this list.
My opinion, best pick is a servant you don't own and is story locked. Only choose the loop if you are willing to get the NTU of the unit you really like.
Yes, and I was going to bring that up as well. This is the first year that I think I've had almost all of these servants. There's only 2 that I don't have, and that is EMIYA Alter and Lancer Alter. 2 alters. Weird how that works. And me, who I'm picking personally this year, in case you're curious.
Or get anti-Jill out of spite.
Let me just make an additional tier really quick. Just gonna put that there. This is who I'm picking this year.
Daria Lancer Alter for 2 large and prominent reasons.
Oh, I will explain my decision for this. I mean, for me personally, it's because I don't have her, but also I like her, and I think that she's relatively strong, even if she's not insane. And I think that EMIYA Alter is kind of mid, but we'll get into that. I'll give my own personal rating as to where she is here in a sec. But yeah, let's bring that up first. First and foremost, if you are going to pick a character, ignore this entire list and pick the character that you like. That should be first and foremost. If it's a character that you like, that should be your priority. If you for some reason really like, I don't know, Gawain, then pick Gawain. If you're a big fan of Edison, take Edison. If you like Tammy, take Tammy. Like, genuinely, it's, yeah, waifu over gameplay every single time. I will not compromise on that, ever. So, you know, first and foremost, you take who you're going to be picking with that. That's how it should be. I have more than NP9 EMIYA, so yeah, I'm not planning on, you know. Yeah, you know. Also, things to keep in mind.
I just want a servant with 3 strengthening quests because I need 3 more to get 10 SQ.
Well, I'm sure that there is one on this list.
Yay!
So some things to keep in mind is that you can get some, not limited, but story lock servants out of this. You can get characters like Barghest and Bob, both of which are fairly good. And you get their coins. You get their coins this time around.
But klidge I like tier of the Middle East. How can I pick?
Well, that's where I come in. I will help you pick based on how good they are in the gameplay. So,
pick for Funi.
Let's talk about it, shall we? Yeah, you know, pick characters. If you need like coins to get a character to 120, then yeah, take that character. Because it's, you know, still supporting a character that you like. The vast majority of these are like none of them are limited as far as I'm like aware. There's some that are story locked, but I don't think any are outright limited.
I will pick this Pachito because I already have fast Dago, and because I need a catalyst for Morgan.
Gotcha. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop her down so I can explain her where I place her when I get to her, but she is going into the Klidge's Choice Awards, which this color needs to be orange. Good. Alright. So let's start with who the actual top tier is. Arguably maybe one of the best servants on this list. Saber Alter. Saber Alter gets a disgustingly powerful buff on JP, and I want to say a year from now. Is it this one? Yeah. Increases bust performance 3 times 3 turns. Self buff on attack for 3 times 3 turns. Charges own NP gauge by 10% every time she attacks with a buster card. And then ignore invincibility for 3 turns. I want to say, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, maybe this changed with like the most recent Mordred buff, but for a very long time, Saber Alter did more NP damage than Mordred. You needed NP2 Mordred to like have almost as much damage as NP1 Salter. But yeah, no, this skill which she gets when is strengthening too. I don't remember when this comes out. 2025. Okay, July 31st, 2025 is for the 8th Annie. Okay. Yeah, she's disgustingly powerful, so yeah, take her. Nero, I'm gonna put into good tier. Like I said, I don't really want to sit and spend too much time with these characters. Nero hasn't aged particularly well as time has gone on. She's still decent. You can still make good use of her. She's still a strong unit. And I believe she's story locked, so I don't think she can spook you, so you know, it's okay. I refuse to judge a servant based on if they can loop or not. I am not doing that. I am all about general gameplay. I cannot wait for a lot of the NA players to learn that
Alter got hers and became more powerful again.
I cannot wait for people to realize that 3-turn looping gets so much harder once you're out of single core and go into multi-core. But yeah, no, she's just good. She's fine. If you like Nero, she's usable. She's a very usable servant, kind of tanky.
Clip where?
Clip where? Is Passion Lips? Passion Lip isn't on the ticket. Hold on. Let me get the... I'm all capsing. Where is my fucking cursor? There it is. Multi-core is when you have to use more than one DPS. You can't use, like, it's stuff where you can't double. Like, double Castoria isn't going to work for a lot of stuff in the future. I mean, it will, but it also won't. Yeah, Passion Lip is not on this list. This is the full list of servants. I mean, it's also on the tier list screen, so I don't know why I'm bringing this up yet. This is the official list. Which I'll just put right here for posterity's sake. Yeah, like the current 90 plus stuff. Yeah, I'm getting rid of that. It's too much screen. I cannot recommend anybody... Okay, on to Daeon. I don't recommend anybody take Daeon. I like Daeon, and I use Daeon from time to time. Daeon is in the basic gacha, and Daeon is also not a powerful enough servant to warrant, like, actually grabbing. Some servants are missing? No.
Double Koya Morgan Gober.
Daeon is an esports servant? Yeah, no, these are sorted in their release order, not their, you know, their other thing. Well, you see, Daeon... Well, okay, 3-turn taunt with evade is fine. Daeon is good for very, very certain, like, situations, but I can never recommend that anybody actually take Daeon over some of the other characters on this. And plus, Daeon's in the base gacha, so you're never going to be...
Daeon is the type of servant that doesn't deserve the must pull status, but it's a pleasant surprise to accidentally get one.
Sure. I mean, Daeon's NP is also not great, so you know. Siegfried, I'm going to put into great tier. I don't think he's top tier. I'm going to keep him out of top tier, but I think that he is great. He gets a lot of love from the community and from, you know, the devs. But for the vast majority of content, I want to say that, you know, great is fine. If you roll enough gacha, you will eventually pull Siegfried's. You know, he gets the job done. Very powerful unit. Does get a lot of strengthening quests too, so you do get to farm quartz out of him, which is good. EMIYA, also in the great tier, same reason. Still a very strong unit, but he's in the base gacha. You will eventually get an EMIYA if you just roll enough. And you can live without an EMIYA. You don't need it. You really don't. So you know. Adelante, no. I cannot in good conscience recommend that you take Adelante. If you need a quick looper, there are so many better options. She's fine. Just, like, in general, she's just okay. But, you know, she's, I don't know. I feel she's lacking. She is lacking. She needs some help. Liz, good tier. So... as you could believe it, I have a lot of experience with using Liz. Liz makes for a very decent, like, female support, which doesn't come up all the time, but it's, you know, she has good stuff. I always forget, does she have buff removal on her second skill now? Okay, latest buff, that's right. Latest buff and a skill seal, and a pretty substantial defense down. 20% is not nothing. She's okay as, like, a side support. She's totally fine. They need to buff this. Like, fucking, she has the Eric Bloodaxe. She has the Eric Bloodaxe battle continuation. I'm being serious. Like, let me check. Yeah, her and Eric with that 4-turn cooldown. Or that 4 turns. No, Beowulf's is upgraded. Beowulf has his set to this, which is an insane skill.
Stheno need her own trash deer.
Grant self-gut status for 1 time 4 turns. Crit damage 50%. Dragon against dragons 50. Against giants 50. We'll talk about Beowulf, because I do have opinions on Beowulf. I'm getting carry so I can bang Shiro and his dad. I mean, to each their own. We all have our own priorities. Don't care, gonna pick Atalanta. That's fair. No, again, pick the character that you like. And on that, speaking of Atalanta, Marie. Also, don't take. Marie is a weird servant. She is tanky. She has a really good effect on her NP, but she gets her NP pretty slowly. She doesn't really have a niche. She just kind of hangs out. But you know. Could be worse. It could be worse. She's not an unusable unit, but I would never recommend that she be the one that you take with as like a free SR. Her niche is surviving, but surviving is irrelevant if you don't do anything. And on that note as well, Martha is in that as well. Martha is another one that's kind of weird. She has one very good skill, but her kit is kind of fucked. No, my first 4 stars in the no tier as well. It's Marie. Based Marie, my baby. Martha is a good utility pick, but she's non-limited, is just in the base gacha and isn't strong enough to warrant being like to take over other characters. I can't really like think of a reason why you would take Martha over, I don't know, Asclepius. And if you roll the the free-to-play gacha, you'll get both probably in the same roll. Not the free-to-play gacha, the story gacha, damn. Team-wide debuff clear, single target buff removal, and 100% debuff resist. Look, I like Martha, but I can't. Somebody said I should make my, like, a special tier 4 Stheno. Stheno's, I've come around on Stheno for a lot of things. I think that she's not as bad as she once was, but she's still pretty bad. She effectively has 2 skills, but I cannot recommend ever taking Stheno as a free unit, considering that you will just get Stenos for free anyway. Yeah, Buster NP, everybody's favorite on a character with a triple quick deck, a non-damaging Buster NP. Just you wait, chat. They will give us a summer Stheno and a summer Uriel as a joint servant that they're able to change their NP between arts and Buster. With the arts being the arts being AoE and then the Buster being single target. Just you wait. Summer servant idea. Pay me, lasagna. Why not 3 sisters in 1 klidge? Because they don't want Medusa around. They want to bully her. They want to get a summer variant that the way they can make fun of the fact that Medusa doesn't have one. Which they would do. I'm like half tempted to put Carmilla into good tier. Yeah, I'll put Carmilla into good tier. Carmilla's a weirdo. She does a decent amount of damage. Yeah, she's still good against females. Her hits are kind of weird, but her NP gain is kind of ridiculous. If you're like in desperate need of a single target assassin and are tired of using like 100 faces or, another free option, she's not awful. You will get better characters than her pretty quickly. But the assassin class is one that is, kind of iffy already. So, she's not bad. She's not a bad pick, so I'm going to keep her out of no, but, Oh, no, she gets, like, 75% refund or some shit off her art crit. Considering a future buffer? I mean, probably. My go-to single-target assassin was always carry. I always just used 100 face before I had any other options. She was great. Herc, still top tier. He's still good. I'm assuming that most people are going to have a copy of Herc, so getting more NP damage out of Herc is still good. You know, still a solid unit. Still gets the job done. He's just kind of Oonga Boonga, but, you know, pretty good. Yeah, no, he's still a relatively solid unit. He just doesn't get as much of the limelight anymore. He is not as good as he once was because now there are significantly better options, especially on JP. And there's other support characters that can, like, make other characters shine more. But, I mean, Herc is like... How do I put this? Herc is like chicken soup. In that it's good. You know it's good. You know it's going to be good. But you don't always want chicken soup. But you know that if you ever are, like, feeling sick and you need somebody to help you up when you're feeling down, you have chicken soup. You have Herc. Yeah, he's the safe option.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me.
I'm going to put this guy. I'm like half tempted to put him into no, but I'm going to put him into good tier. Lancelot. Lancelot is borderline unusable without Scotty's. Like, why would you use Lancelot outside of a farming setup? And I'm not going to anticipate that anybody has a Scotty. I'll keep him out of bottom tier because he does have uses. He's conditionally good. If you have Scotty and you need a farmer, he will take care of that for you easily. If you don't have Scotty, it's really not worth
Use
it.
the rats instead. They do not care about your class.
Also true. Yeah, just use rats, but you can't pick rats. He also does have 3 red buttons that keeps him away from the no tier. No, not necessarily. It's more that he just is... He doesn't do enough. If you're not assuming having the meta supports, the Salter still warrant being that high, abso-fucking-lutely. Because she can still work outside of... After her buff on JP, she can still work effectively outside of just farming. Because at her core, she's a DPS character, not a farmer. And so you can bring her for a lot of content to make things, you know, easier. You just bring, like, a friend's Merlin, and then boom, she just does 1 billion damage. Simple as. Tammy. Where am I putting you, Tammy?
It me.
It is you.
Sometimes I consider Salt better than Saber in game. I'm top tier, okay. Tammy tier. Oof. Bruh.
Good tier.
Yeah, I think good tier. Tammy is also, I wouldn't consider a farmer just because her gains are kind of bad. She's more of just like a standard DPS, and in the role of a standard DPS, she's kind of...
Be objective,
just
you
meh.
know the real answer.
I am being objective. She's
I'm
decent.
top. Everyone is bottom.
She's decent. She just needs a little bit more. Like, this is still pretty good. 1 attack, 5
Don't
turns.
kick me, let me sleep.
Her shapeshift with the debuff immunity for 1 full turn instead of 1 time whatever is pretty good. Her NP is buffed, so she does deal a decent amount of damage. Her demerit is essentially non-applicable for the vast majority of the time, so she can keep herself in the fight decently well. But, you know, she's just kind of... I can't in good she's barely in good tier. She would be into no tier if I wasn't slightly biased. Also, she's in the standard gacha as well, so you'll see Tammy eventually. Alright, pirates. Have the pirates, I want to say, got a buff recently? Isn't that right? Didn't they get buffed relatively recently? No? Was it this? They do have an upgraded NP, which is weird. Target focus up, guts 1 time 3 turns, star rate up, star gen up, NP gen up 30%, 6 turn cooldown. The 1 time 3 turns kind of sucks though. Eh. Bring Ushi instead. No, they're not. They're not bad, but I don't think I could recommend like picking them. Know what I mean? I don't know. They're outclassed by 2 different 3 stars. I don't think I would ever say to take them as a free unit. If you get them, then sure, level them, but otherwise I don't think they're worth it. Medea Lily is weird. She's story locked, so I'm gonna put her into good. But even then, I can't... Is she even worth it, though? Is Medea Lily even worth it, though? Pretty good for stalls? I mean, I guess? Yeah, just use Iris Feel. Yeah, Asclepius exists. Yeah, she's just not worth it. She's bad. She's even being story locked, she is just kind of bad. Alright, so I'm taking her. I want to take a... Oops, let me take a look at her skills real quick so I can just gauge where I would put her. She got this, the 20% battery, 3 times 3 turns, 55% buster. God damn, she's roiding out. This is the same, still pretty good. 50% crit, make 10 stars. 1,000 star absorb for 1 turn, which sucks. And then she did, that's right, she did get this buff. She got the Wild Hunt buff. %, attack, and then damage against lawful and damage against good. Potentially 30% extra damage, plus the additional 20%. And then upgrade NP. Skill. Oh, fucking chance-based skill seal. Love that. But it does ignore defense, which is good. Genuinely, outside of my own bias, I would put her into great tier. She's weird. She's not a farmer. She's a DPS. She can get the job done, like, really well. And she can crit like a monster. She's just, you know. Her second skill is kind of ass. Otherwise, she's fine. What is your base attack again? It's decent. It's not bad. Her crits hit like a goddamn truck even with outside help. Yeah, even without outside help. Yep. So she's good. Fran, no. I remember 2 years ago when I made that, like, worsted class video, like, the worst 4 stars in the game. I put Fran on that list. And somebody said that, somebody's just like, you can actually farm with Fran, and it's like, you gotta do all these extra steps with BB, and all of this other, like, nonsense to, like, make her actually function as a farmer, but you can do it, and her damage is really good. And it's just like, I don't fucking care. Why would you go through all of that trouble? No, she isn't even pretty good. She's just kind of bad. Which is unfortunate because I love Fran, I really do. Nursery Rhyme, don't pick her either. Much as I love Nursery, she is my daughter. She's kind of bad. And she's also in the standard gacha, so you'll see her a lot. Beowulf, I'm putting into great tier. Shouldn't Fran be on the same tier as Tammy, or his bias is at play? No, because Tammy can avoid her stun, Fran can't. Fran actively debuffs herself with her skills. Tammy does not. Would it be weird if Fran's NP sacrificed herself? Honestly, that might be better. I think if her NP straight up killed her, it might be a better NP. Because then you could just cycle her out. You don't have to worry about the stun and her being dead weight for that long. Beowulf, after all of his buffs... After all of the Beowulf buffs, he is kind of ridiculous. He's very slept on, but he's very strong. This is his worst skill, which is just, you know, you pop this the turn you're going to use his NP. Also, this is bad. But then he has this, Star Absorb up, 5,000%, 50% crit damage, make 15 stars. Then this, more 50% more, so he can do 100% crit damage. And then additional damage versus dragons and giants. And then the guts. And then upgraded evade, ignore evade, beat stick damage, reduce their critical damage. It's decent. He works well. He's kind of weird, but he does work well. Fion. Good tier.
Go to Fion. He appears sometimes in my roles on the Melusine and the Percy banner.
Even after... So, you know, maybe I actually have to put him down here. I'll put him down here. He is... Just because he's in the standard gacha and you'll see him a lot. Fion's okay. He's he makes for a much better like arts looper these days, but then again he's very easily replaceable, and in the standard gacha I can't really think of any time when you would want to take him over somebody else. Know what I mean? Astolfo, unless you really like him, he's not a great unit. Put him down here.
My boy Stolf.
Best thing about Astolfo is his NP, and it takes 15 years to get it, even with his 50% battery. Sucks. As someone who's a big fan of Astolfo, he's not good. Helena. Great tier, possibly top tier. But for now, I'm going to say great tier. Helena is a general support, pretty good. I believe she gets a buff on JP this year. Is it this year? Is my brain bad? Yeah. She already got the... Oh, she already did get the buff. Okay, then even better. Yeah, mana tuning. This skill is a fucking joke these days because it's been power crept to all hell. Here is her... 5 stars per turn for 5 turns, 6 turn cooldown with a 1 turn, 50% NP damage, and a 30% NP battery. Pretty good. And booster activation chances, which are good. And then this is just party-wide 20% up, which is good. And then her NP is upgraded. It ignores defense, reduces crit, reduces debuff resist. She works as a really decent, like, all-around support. And while, you know, once you get, like, better supports, you won't use her as much. She is still a very strong unit. Rama? No. Rama just hit thing hard. You can do that with other characters, too. Lee? No. Lee has one very, very good turn, but Kuhlin exists and is a better unit.
Banana.
Edison, I'm going to put into top tier. Edison is a very rare unit and has had one hell of a fucking glow up. Well, okay, so here's my reasoning as to why I want to put him into top tier, is because while he is admittedly not as strong as the other characters that are in top tier, his rarity, because nobody fucking has Edison.
Lion Man.
All right, let's look what he does. Targetable. 30% defense up, cooldown reduction, 5-turn cooldown, on-demand cooldown reduction from a character is fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal. Mass production, 10 stars every turn. NP gen for the party by 10% every turn. NP damage by 20% for 5 turns. 8-turn cooldown, 5-turn uptime for most things. Great. It's a absolutely phenomenal skill. I don't think this one was changed at all. No, it's just a targetable overcharge. And, you know, as time has gone on, overcharge is more and more important with characters. So, you know, it's pretty good. And then, you know, crit gen for 1 time, 1 turn is kind of whatever. Man is living Garden of Avalon Light. I mean, pretty much. And then upgraded NP has an NP seal, has a skill seal, and reduces crit and attack. He is an incredibly slept-on servant because he's hard to get because nobody wants to roll the story gacha, and then they're kind of just like, is he really worth it? And you know, if you have more and more of the meta supports, you won't use him as much, but still good, still a good unit. Carry. No. I know that some people fucking love Carry. I do not like Carry. I've never understood why. No upgrades. His skills are kind of ass. 40% 1 turn. Ignore invincibility. With 50% crit. 50% crit for 3 turns ain't bad at all. And then targetable target focus is not bad either, but it's kind of whatever. So 1-time thing, 5-turn cooldown. Does have an upgrade NP, it ignores defense and reduces gauge. Reduces crit chance. He's okay. He's okay, and yeah, he's permanent. I don't know. I feel like if you're hard up for like a single target arts assassin, there are better options that are free as well. 100 Face essentially does what he does, but pretty good. The EMIYA hate is not Shiro exclusive. I like him. That's not true. Fucking... This man. I love this man. Fate Zero, of like the Fate Stay Night verse, is the good one. That's the one I recommend people watch. Carrie's cool. I just don't care for his kit, and is like... The most interesting thing that he does is he has the targetable target focus up. But so rarely am I like, I need this. I'll just bring a character that has taunt already. Banana, no, you'll get 1 billion of her just rolling the standard gacha, and her kit isn't worth like grabbing. Nitocris, great. Zero has issues with Iskander wank, yeah, and fucking
Bigamy family orgy.
Fate Stay Night has
Shiro.
issues with
Shiro
jacking
and
off
his
Shiro.
dad.
An obsession with Gilgamesh. Those two things. They're both imperfect stories. People just like to point out that the one guy likes Iskander a lot. No one likes to talk about the fact that fucking Nasu has the biggest fucking hard-on for Gilgamesh. Nito is top tier. See, okay, I would put Nito in top tier if not for the fact that she was not limited. Or that she's always available. Which, I guess you could say the same thing about Herc. So is Herc. Well, the difference is that, you know what? Yeah, I'll do the solid. I will drop Herc down to great because you can just get a Herc. I think that's fair. Was Nito one of the units that got IK after damage? She has instant kill before damage. Edison higher than Herc, absurd. Yeah, what a world we live in.
Look how you massacred my boy.
Oh, believe me, I'm sure that someone will come in and be like, what the fuck is this list? You know, I think that being... Let me just quickly correct this. I think that, you know, making the decision to... I don't know. I'm kind of thinking this from, like, the point of view of somebody who's, like, a veteran master of Chaldea. They've done this for a while. I would assume that most people have a Herc, and Herc is still insanely strong, and I will champion how good Herc is forever because I am Jason. But he is in the standard gacha, and you can just get him by rolling. I'm kind of reserving top tier for the characters that are really, you can't really get otherwise. Like, you'd have to roll on story.
I don't mind their list helps broaden my knowledge of the game.
Good, I hope that's true for most people. This is for NA. Lancelot. He's good. Lancelot's fine. I think the primary thing with Lancelot is that other characters are coming in the future that do what he does but better. Like, I mean, I think I personally like Saber Hokusai more, and she will eventually be free. I mean, if you happen to have Saito Hajime, he just does what he does but better. Yeah, he's I'm going to put Tristan up here. I'm not going to put Tristan top tier, but I will put him into great tier. I think that Tristan is very powerful. Good unit. Great buffs for the party. His NP is kind of whatever, but otherwise he's, like, pretty good. He's pretty good. Gawain, I'm going to put into good as well. Gawain is a very good Buster Beatstick if you need that. I consider him a single target unit because he just kind of hits things. His NP is whatever. You just use his Buster cards. He's fun. He's fun to use, but I wouldn't like necessarily recommend people grab him. The boss when you use him. Caster Gill. Caster Gill is not story locked, I don't believe. I don't think he is, even though I'm pretty sure that they use his icon for the story locked characters. He's not story locked. So you can still get spooked by him. I want to say that the difference between him and Herc is that he... Let's see. 30% self-party, self-battery. By the way, this is a power creep on Helena. Self-battery, 30%. Party battery, 20%. Star rate up 100%. Same cooldown as Helena's. That just gives the 20%. Point and laugh at this lolly. Is this the buff from Annie? I think so. Oh, no, it's with Lilim Harlot, whenever that drops, so a year from now. Second skill, still just Charisma A+, 21%. Third skill, not been buffed either, but still a good one. Debuff success rate up is good. 30% art for the party is good. Like, that, it's just a good skill. And it does have a buffed NP, which is a defense up and 30% crit for 3 turns and a DPS to everything, and then reduces their defense. It's solid. He's a very, very powerful art support character. He's good. He's top tier. Grab him if you can. He does a lot for the team. Post-buff specifically. But it's not bad to grab him ahead of time anyway. Lancer Lily, no, she doesn't do anything. EMIYA Alter. The only reason I want to put him into this tier is because he's rare. Otherwise, I do not recommend grabbing him. I have never, like, seen the appeal that people have for EMIYA Alter. I really don't. I think he has ignore defense on his NP, is that right? Yeah, he has ignore defense on his NP. He's the highest NP damage without supports in the archer class. That's great, but he sucks. I really don't like him. I never see anybody use him. I never see anybody talk about him. I never see a reason to bring him outside of other characters that exist. If you want to use he's an arts, right? He's an arts archer? Yeah, bring fucking Chloe. As weird and controversial for some people as that may sound, just bring Chloe. She will do everything that he does and better. And he is story locked, which is why he's not in the no tier. Gorgon, I'm going to put into great tier. I'm a big simp for Gorgon. Her crit damage can do insane things. She's rare. Avenger class is, you know, not the best thing in the world, but like as a solid DPS, she can like pop the fuck off sometimes. Also, she gets benefits from Koyan Dark, I believe. You know, if you ever just want to do something goofy, silly. Let's take a look. 4 attacks, 2 turns. What the fuck is this buff? 4 attacks, 2 turns. I guess so it can include... Okay, so this is the Brave Chain. They actually added Brave Chain support. And then, you know, 50% attack for all of those attacks. Buster absorbs 600%. So she's going to crit with those. Crit damage plus 50. Has the guts on that as well. Petrify 105%. It's just a stun. 4-time Buster card. Ah. And then she has an upgrade NP, party-wide NP gain, deals damage to all enemies. She has the Avenger shit, so she just does more crit damage. She can pop the fuck off. I know for a fact that there's a clip out there somewhere of her doing like 1,000,000 damage with just her Buster crits. She's good. She's a very good unit and very rare. I highly recommend her. Lobo, on the other hand, not as much. Lobo is a good tier. I want to say the most appealing thing about Lobo is that he has, I believe he also has ignore defense, but he has buff removal on his NP, which is decent.
Can Marianne revive Stacky?
Yes. She does for her extra attack. Man damage is okay. Buff removal. Oh, it's buff removal on the skill, not NP. You're right, chat. Oh my god, free Ren. OMG, free Ren high. Ignore evade. Crit damage up. Single target damage. Chance to instant kill. He's okay.
Man, I love artificial scarcity. FJB and NFTs before they existed.
That's not just FGO. Gotcha. You know what started all this shit? It's not actually what started all of it, but I'm just going to say it's the thing that started all of it. Puzzles and Dragon. Mr. Fister. No. Just rolling on the gotcha will get you him, and he's not strong enough to warrant being a pick. Wu I'm gonna put in a good tier because Wu is weirdly strong. She has a lot of support utility that's actually, like, viable. But, you know, I can't in good conscience be like, she's amazing taker because she is standard gacha, you will just get her by playing the game. Suzuka is good as well because she is limited, mostly. She's a rare servant and she can do some interesting things, but otherwise it's kind of just whatever. She's okay. Penth, I'm going to put into good tier as well. Suzuka's a permanent servant?
Penthelia is Bo. Dies.
Suzuka's a permanent? I feel like I never see her. Well, she goes into the no tier. I don't value Suzuka's, like, actual performance that highly, but I do like her as a character. Well, not limited, but story locked. For some reason my brain processed what's it called? Seraph as story locked stuff. Penth, I love Penth. Penth does some insane things. So if you just need, like, a very, very strong Buster Beat stick, grab Penth. I can't put her into great, but, you know. Tomoe might be a no tier. Well, she's story locked. She's not. No, I'm not gonna give her a great. I don't think that she's great. Tomoe is not locked. I feel like I never see her either. Has she ever gotten a buff? She's an upgraded NP. Okay. Reduces crit damage. Did it already do that? It did. So, oh, reduces more crit damage for... Sorry, it reduces crit damage for longer. More damage is good. No. She's okay. She's okay. I wouldn't recommend grabbing her. Parvati, very strong unit. Even outside of Scotty, she's just kind of a very strong unit. She's most notable for being like a Scotty looper and a very strong Scotty looper at that, but even outside of that context, she's just kind of good. She's not bad. She does what another character on this list wishes that they could do. Her damage is kind of yikes. It can be, but her NP gain is strong enough to make up for the damage, and all the extra stuff that she does on her NP makes it so that she's not bad. Chiyome, nope. I love Chiyome. There's a comic floating around right now in a lot of meme channels of the Master and Chiyome that's adorable. I love Chiyome to death. She's great. No.
Why is our Daria Lancer Alter on the top?
Because that's who I'm picking. Yagyu. I feel like I have to put Yagyu down here if I have Lancelot down here. Know what I mean? Because they functionally fulfill the same role as well. Yagyu is relatively strong. But, not really. Yagyu is worse than Lancelot. Yagyu gets his... Yagyu NP is less than Lancelot, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think that between, like, who is going to do the one damage, like the one turn of NP damage. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll put him down there. Danzo is also a no. Danzo's kit sucks. Just give us a summer variant to make up for it, please. Circe. Yagyu and Danzo are story locked. Okay, if they're story locked, I'm gonna put him up here. Even if Danzo is story locked, unless you really, really like Danzo, I can't recommend that you grab her. Circe is a big no? You're wrong. I like Circe. Circe is good.
Here, Piggy.
Pigify is a meme, though. I mean, memes or whatever. You know, it is funny. I like what they did with it in fucking in what's it called? Fucking Samurai Remnant. No, she's good. If you need a single target caster, if you need a single target caster, she gets the job done. Let me just take a quick look at what she does to make sure she's not.
You don't NP for Pig if you NP because you can in a skill. 不止
20% is good. Poison is okay. Defense down is okay. Party-wide cleanse is still good. Did she get an upgrade? She did. That's right. It removes offensive buffs, which is the good thing about her now. Increased damage on her NP, which is good. The stun is interesting. Works on people who are immune to stun otherwise. Because it's not stun, it's Pigify. Which is interesting. Reduced crit damage is good, and removing offensive buffs can be really clutch a lot of times. Maybe she's not great tier, but she's definitely good tier. I'd recommend her. She's fun. She's a good unit to use. For some reason, I thought that they had buffed this skill. Weird. Maybe she'll get one whenever we get the Samurai Remnant collab part 2. Where you get a fuck Weber. Her FA is my favorite. It's good. Nezha, nope. Bad unit. Don't grab her. Sheba. Sheba is interesting. Same thing as Circe. I'd put her here. Sheba is like one buff away from being very good. An upgrade. If they buff her NP, I might consider putting her into great, but as of right now, she's kind of whatever. Nezha is good. I want you to defend that statement right now. Sheba is story locked, I believe. Yep. I'm putting you on the spot. Defend why Nezha is good. Why Nezha should be in good. Let's pull up what Nezha does. Uh, 20% self buff to Buster and crit, 30%, sorry, Buster and quick, and then 30% crit, 3 turns, 5 turn cooldown, 20% NP charge with a guts is whatever. Oh, this did get upgraded. 500% star absorb, increases own damage against demonic, own defense against demonic, removes own debuffs, and gains stars. That's interesting. Upgrade NP, which is just a nuke. I don't know. I just don't value her very highly. Valkyrie, nope. Can't in good conscience say anybody take Valkyrie, just take Parvati instead. Alter, good. She went toe-to-toe with Sun Wukong. Are we going to bring in real lore? Do we want to bring in real lore to justify whether a servant should be where they are? If that's the case, then fucking... Let's pull up the... Astolfo would be fucking top tier. Rama would be a god among men. Nialante is one shot, big crit. I agree. But she also offers a little bit of team support that I like. Dirt Mud, bad. Chiron, interesting. Put him in great. Oh, wouldn't the Valkyrie be close to top tier because they're god? The Valkyrie would be top tier if we were doing this by real life power, like power scaling. Petition to return Herc to top. Okay, sure. We can do that. I'm fine with that. Let's do a petition. Right now, I'll do a petition. I'm a man of the people. The people is me. This way I can just absolve all blame for it. And it's all on you guys now. You, the people, have the right to vote. Vote right now. Does Herc belong in top tier, yes or no? This way it is you could blame your peers and not me. I will abstain from putting my own vote in. Whether a character is boring or not is irrelevant. It's about if they're good or not. In the meantime, Qin Liang Yu, as much as I love her, no. Qin Liang Yu's playstyle is so unique and fun, and I do love it. It's not practical in the slightest, and I cannot in good conscience recommend anybody take her. God damn it, if it's a tied 14-14, he's staying. I fucking hate you guys. Every time we run a poll, you have to tie it. I am breaking the tie. I break the tie by saying that he's staying in great. I didn't vote. He's good without Bond. He's good without Bond CE for new players. No good. He requires too much investment to be a desirable pick. I disagree with that. Lan Ling, good tier. Actually makes for a decent support.
Democracy.
He's a very decent off support in the event that you need that. One I need to take a look at because she got buffed and I think she's getting her buff this year. Bond 10 takes it. He's good without Bond 10 though. Like he's still a good unit without Bond 10. Alright, she got a buff recently. He's fine without his Bond CE, not top tier. But the fact that he can get his Bond CE is why he would be top tier. Alright, where is it? Is it this third? It is the third skill. Great Self, gut status for 1 time 3 turns. Increase on quick performance for 3 turns by 20%. NP generation rate by for 3 turns by 20%. Wasn't this all like chance based at one point? No. Reduce own debuff resist by 20% as the merit. Increases party's buff success rate by 40%. Which essentially, they did this originally, right? Yeah. And then this year, she does not have an upgrade NP. She's okay. I believe this is what allows her to... She can now loop now. Is that right? She can quick loop. Also has remove offensive buffs. So yeah, so she has a practical use, but you know, this is assuming that you have a Castoria. She's a mini Habitrot. No. Habitrot is maybe the best 4-star rider. She's such a unique unit with what she does. I don't think there's any other unit that's like Habitrot. Yeah, so she's already small enough. You can have you can't have a mini one. I'm gonna put her into good for now, but I know that some people really like her, so if you feel compelled to put her higher, you can. Yume Ren, no. Ash? You is Sag? That's okay. Ash, great, fantastic unit. Absolutely, if you need a good single target archer, he will take care of you. Yeah, no,
No
he's
on trophy wife. Sag.
he does a shit ton of damage. His buffs are all good for him. He pops off. He's a very powerful unit. Fantastic. So, the thing with Estrella, I am on record saying that I think that Estrella's kit is the best designed kit in the entire game for a unit and what that unit is trying to do, and to this day, I stand by that statement. I think that Estrella is maybe one of the best designed characters ever, in terms of how she's balanced, how the entirety of her kit flows within itself to work. She's top tier. She could have been a 5-star. In fact, I have mine grailed to 90, so she is an unofficial 5-star in my Chaldea. She's disgustingly powerful. Absolutely insane. The counterclassing of being a ruler, or the lack of counterclassing that is, of being a ruler, is completely irrelevant to her. Because she just does a billion damage and can NP on subsequent turns over and over and over again. Hydration? You got it. The one Luvia face. True! No, she's good. The only reason why I may end up why I'm considering putting her into great is because she is a permanent servant. You can just find her in the gacha anyway. But then again, so is Caster Gill. She's good, fantastic, love her. Other units. Let's see. I'm in between good and great for Caenis. Caenis is pretty strong. I use Caenis a decent amount. Okay, so here's the thing with him. When it comes to Caenis, the way to think about how to use Caenis is that you really don't care about his NP. You really don't. You just kind of just use him as like a buster beat stick, and he's really fucking good at that shit. I loop with them? I didn't know that you could. I've never really tried. But, yeah, Caenis is... In my opinion, Caenis is strong. Very Unga Boonga. This skill sucks, and I imagine we'll get a buff in the future. Really, 2 turns, 40% attack? Still not bad. On attack buff... For 3 attacks, can get 20%, so essentially Caenis can build himself up to doing 100% attack damage, which is great. Make stars every turn, 15 of them, and charge his own NP gauge by 20%. Not bad at all. The guts and the damage, it's just a nice little bit of survivability. Madness Enhancement EX does insane damage with the Buster deck, has a no, it only has a double Buster deck, damn. For some reason I remember having a triple one. Oh, that's because of this. Increases own crit damage 50% for 3 turns. Own NP damage up. Pops the fuck off. After you're done here, I would like to see if you could place a unit for each sign of the zodiac. What? Sure, that sounds fun. Suna. Suna is weird. Because Suna's good. No. I think that they mean the Zodiac. Because I think we're thinking rats. Oh, you do mean astrological signs. Well, There's so many astrological signs. He is a permanent. He's anti-demonic. 50% crit damage for 3 times 3 turns, and Buster Card Absorb is really good. Evasion is good. Oh, I didn't realize he had an Art Absorb on him too. Damn. He has 2 art cards. NP Gen Up. That's actually really good. Okay, yeah. And then Ignore Evade for 3 turns is really strong. Reduce enemy crit chance by 20%, and on Buster Performance up for okay, so wait. 40 plus the 50. That's pretty good. And then the anti-demonic is on his NP with Overcharge. And bonus damage to Oni as well. So it does the 200% to Oni and then an additional damage to demonic. I'm gonna say good. He's good. Alright, bias time. I'm just gonna put these next 3 up here. I'm just gonna put all 3 of these ones up here. Bro is shameless. Am I wrong, though? If anybody has any disagreements about this, please let me know right now.
Percy for boobies.
Like, Barghest is a soloing unit and does insane amounts of, like... She somehow does crazy amounts of damage and has insane, like, just... She's just bulky. She's just big, so she can't die very easily. Is Bao better than Tristan? I go back and forth on that pretty often. I want to say that the addition of, like, Curse in Bob's kit makes her better. If you want a more... Okay, so here's what you do. Here's the thing. If you want a more defensive team, Tristan. A more offensive team, Bob. More often than not, you will be in a situation where you want a more offensive team, in which case you want Bob more often. Ergo, take Bob.
Barg with the guts would be a better solo than most 5 stars.
If they gave Barghest a guts, she would be absolutely unstoppable. I think that people... Okay, so here's my thing with Barghest. Being someone who is currently working towards 120ing her and using her in as much content as possible. Something that I think that people discount from Barghest a lot is her second skill. This one. Bone Buster Performance 30% is fine. Survival of the Fittest buff. Gets 1000 attack when normal attacking. Removes the latest buff of an enemy when normal attacking. If successfully removed, reduce their defense by 10% for 3 turns. In so much content, this is incredibly applicable and so strong. Being able to just do a triple chain with her and just remove a boss's buffs, reduce their defense, and then just have her grow bigger is crazy. It's genuinely crazy. Box buffs are common these days, but not all buffs that characters do are boxed. For example, a lot of bosses will be like, hey, what if I just did a funny evade this turn? You hit them once and she just takes it away. She doesn't even need to chain. She just needs to hit them once with that and it's gone. And then everybody else in your party can hit them. That goes for invincibilities as well. That is insanely useful all of the time. So yeah, they are getting more and more keyed into the fact that buff removal is very powerful in FGO. Being able to, like, not all buffs are like that. Like the current Olga quest on
Is it normal to suspend classes in Japan due to high heat index for your school, klidge?
We did actually have classes suspended for a couple of days last year because it was too fucking hot. You wanna know why? It's because we don't have air conditioning. So it's a very real possibility that kids are going to pass the fuck out. You know, this isn't a question about how hot, right? It's not about how hot, it's the fact that they don't have air conditioning in the schools that we're in. At least not where I'm at. I'm sure other schools might, but the one I'm in does not. And so that's a very real concern that kids are going to get burnt out. Thanks, Hokkaido. Absolutely. Yeah, no, Barghest is fantastic. I will put her here. Percival, also fantastic, is the arts looper, but also a tank, very strong, and then Bob is just great. Essentially does what Tristan does, but all offense. Fantastic. What grades do I teach? I teach elementary school and middle school. How hot was it in Japan? Thankfully, where I'm at, it never gets, like, too terribly hot. It was about, I wouldn't say maxed out. I think it was 38 degrees Celsius, which I'm sure for a lot of people is just like, oh, that's pussy numbers. I live in what is, like, I live in, like, a subarctic zone. I live in a place where that's not the, I live in a place where it's not, like, that's not common. Like, in Tokyo, they get that, like, the 45 to 50 degree weather. Where I live, not at all. I live in a wintry area where that's not common. So it's just not how it is. My house doesn't have air conditioning. Most apartments in Tokyo, if not all of them, have air conditioning. Teaching elementary schoolers is hell. I fucking love it. They're awesome. They all want to learn. They're so, like, bright and innocent, and they actually give a shit about learning. I will say teaching middle school in America fucking sucked. Yo, fuck that. We never go above 35 with where I'm at. It's bad. Alright. I want to put her into good. If I remember right, she is just kind of good. She's not, like, phenomenal. Good old Zenobia. That is a Russian girl. Zenobia is usable. Okay. The vast majority of servants in the no tier are usable. Like, Tamamo is a very usable unit. Carrie is a usable unit. Fucking even, like, Li Xuan is a usable unit. But that doesn't mean I would recommend that people roll for them. Or just, like, take it as a free unit for them. Zenobia is a menace of an arts critter. So let's take a look. Arts performance, 3 turns, 30%. NP gen, 20% for 3. That's actually really good. Star gen, yeah, okay, that's good. That's a very, very strong skill. Star observe up so you can collect them. 20 more. Okay, no, hold on. Hold on, maybe I'm wrong. Increase party's attack for 3 turns, but 20% crit resist down is good. Base 8% crit damage up. Bonus. Okay, yeah, she's.
If I had a penny forever ultra variant where I have the base unit and the second unit in the same anti-niche, I would have our pennies, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah. I'm gonna put her here. Yeah, she seems... Let me look at that again really quick. Yeah. Yeah, I can see why she's good. Yeah, she's great. Grab her. If you already have a copy of her and want a higher NP copy, grab her for sure. Hephaestion is bizarre.
Isn't the LP6 crew on rate up during the ticative end?
Maybe. I don't actually know. Put Hephaestion in good. Faker is good if you have Oberon. I think that here's the thing with Faker. I think that she is a good unit, and so I'm thinking that I will put her into good. The amount of times when her niche actually comes up where you want to take her is kind of few and far between. But, you know, having a pretender's never bad, so, you know, good to put her there. And then Dobrynya goes into good as well. Dobrynia's solid. She's just a very good unit, but she's in the base gotcha now. You can do a lot of good stuff with her, but she's not going to change the game for you like the others will. All right, so there's your list, fellas. Let me move my fat fucking head the way you can see it. What do you guys think? This is going on YouTube, by the way, so if you have anything that you would like to promote, any characters you would like to see moved, let me know. Who would you like to see changed, if anybody? Tig said, "Hello YouTube." Go check out Tig's Twitch channel, which will also be linked down Twitch channel. His YouTube channel linked down below for all of your Nikke burst skill and burst animation needs. Clown this man in the comments. Never mind, he will not be listed down below. Don't worry about that. I think Faker should be moved up one. Suzuka should be a tier higher. Hefta great for her battery plus class coverage. Hurt carries so many new players, I think he should be higher. You know what? Here's what I'll do for you guys. There we go. That make you guys happy? I feel like that's fair. I think that's a valid placement for him, is because if it's a brand new account, if you're just starting off, Herc will take you through most of the game, and you will also get his shit. Compromises, absolutely. I will bump. I did bump her up. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, I think that's good. Hi, YouTube. Come check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/klidge radio. Let me know who you picked on your 4-star ticket. I would love to know. And why? Give me your reasoning as to why.
I am not happy, but it has nothing to do with the tier list.
I get it. I'm sleeping in the doghouse today. Yeah, no, I think this is good. Thank you guys on YouTube for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that bullshit. And I'll catch you all later. Peace!